Jamie Larsen is in talking about hearing aids this morning. He's brought a bit of a show and tell for us. If it's something you or a loved one is in the market for, what you need to be looking for, the questions you need to be asking. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me, Lee.
What do we have here? How are these hearing aids different?
Different from the
each other, and which ones would be better? How do you know which ones to ask for?
Okay, so over the years, there's been a really big change in hearing aids. They've changed from being these big kind of banana-looking things behind your ear or these big ugly things in the ear. Now they've changed to being digital. All hearing aids today are digital. Which means that they can make them very small. So the difference between old hearing aids and today's hearing aids is that they're very small and they function a lot better. They also can, you can utilize them with Bluetooth devices. So what that means is now you can incorporate them with cell phones, computers, TVs, and whatnot. So you can take an audio signal that's coming from any device and stream it right to your ears. So I brought in a couple of different styles here today. Of hearing aids.
I just have a quick question there.
Sure.
Are the people who are needing hearing aids the people who can operate a Bluetooth device?
No, you know, in most cases, to be honest, most people don't need a Bluetooth device. It's helpful. It really depends on what you do. I mean, I think a really good hearing aid fitting means that you don't need to incorporate a Bluetooth device. A proper hearing aid, fit properly, will be comfortable on the ear, and it'll just help you hear like everybody else, as opposed to having to tap into a device. Somebody who might use a Bluetooth device would say, let's say you want to listen to an audiobook or a podcast while you're driving. If you want to, I'll just move to the Bluetooth devices. So something like this, if you wanted to say, you know, have this connected to your telephone, what happens is your telephone would ring. It would ring right through this, right into your hearing aids, and then you could answer your phone without picking up your phone and just kind of streaming through the device. So as for ease of use, it's really easy to use. You set it up one time like you would any Bluetooth device. You pair it with your phone or whatever you have, and then you just kind of use it seamlessly. But like I say, in most cases, it's not really necessary, but it's a handy thing to have.
And maybe as the population gets older and the people who need hearing aids are people familiar with Bluetooth devices, it may be a technology that they're interested in.
Well, this is just it. And you know, in our clinic, who we deal with mainly is, we're mainly in the younger age group of adults, and these people are, I mean, they're really cool. They're using iPads, iPhones, you know, they're tapped into technology. So it's really not a big deal for them, and they would utilize it. But like I say, it's not something that has to be used. It's a peripheral that can be used to enhance your experience with it. But a properly fit hearing aid should help you just be able to, you know, converse like anybody else.
All right.
Yeah.
Show us how these work and fit into the ear.
Okay, so the most common type of hearing aid we do, Lee, is what we call a receiver in the canal style. And by the way, you can see these if you go to our website, simplehearing.ca, and there's a video that I put together where I kind of, you know, go through and show you exactly what they are and how they work. But I'll show you here. The most common type is this. This is, when I say receiver in the canal, it means that the speaker goes into your ear as opposed to the whole hearing aid containing all the parts, like something like this, a custom one, which I'll show you in a second. So something like this would go into your ear. I'll just set it in so you can see. So what I'm doing is putting this tiny piece into my ear here. That buries the speaker into my canal. And then the body of the hearing aid that has the digital chip, the battery, the microphones, is sitting on the outside. So
you can't really see.
You can't really see it, especially with women or somebody who has longer hair. It really hides quite well, but it's not invisible. So this is the most common, and it's.
But that one's not custom, so anyone can get one of them.
Exactly, anyone can get one of these, and it's not really an off-the-shelf item because it has to be something that is still programmed to the person's particular hearing needs. Now, a custom hearing aid, on the other hand, is something, say, like this. This is the smallest custom hearing aid that we have, and this is actually invisible. So, and you'll notice that it's colored black. The reason it's colored black is because it takes on the shadow of your ear. So I'll put that in, and you can see how that looks. So you see if that's in my ear,
Yes,
like
you can't
that,
see anything.
you really can't see it. But again, not everybody can wear this style of hearing aid. The one that I showed you earlier, this receiver in the canal, it's something that anybody can wear.
Okay, let's get to some questions. We have our first question. My aunt passed away and has left me some hearing aids, which are only about a year old. Would it be possible for me to use them?
Yes, it is possible in some cases, and that's really good. I'm glad I brought these in so I could show you, because a custom hearing aid like these I showed, they're made by taking a cast of the person's ear. So it's really impossible to wear somebody else's custom hearing aid. It's not going to fit. Now, a receiver in the canal hearing aid, or any style that goes behind the ear, can definitely be used by somebody else, providing that it has the appropriate power and it's still in working condition and can be set up, because in most cases it can actually be coupled to the ear and it can work for the person. So it's definitely worth a shot. I won't say it works all the time, but it's definitely worth a shot.
Best to see your healthcare
Absolutely.
provider. Also, our second question, I had my hearing tested. It was recommended I use 2 hearing aids. Is there anything wrong with getting just one?
Absolutely not. No. In most cases, you're going to do better when you have 2 hearing aids in. That's going to help you more in noise. You're going to have a better sense of balance, and just your sense of how you're hearing things will be more normal, because we're used to hearing with both ears. But if you're not able to, say, afford 2 hearing aids, or if you're not an active person, you're able to usually get by with 1. So it's something that you don't have to necessarily get 2 at the beginning. If you say start with 1, you can always add 1 in later. So hearing aids are something you really have to, it's kind of a work in progress as you go.
Some trial and error.
Yeah.
Jamie Larsen, thank you very much. If you have more questions for Jamie, check out his website, simplehearing.ca.